saw our companions all finding their way to the city and being introduced to a few new characters. We had Tava, who made a reappearance, the mysterious leader of the Traders Guild, who Morden is indebted to for reasons he has not yet spoken. We have Dagrock, who is Tava's right-hand man, who has a secret amount of power and a very regal bearing to him. We also met Mephisto, who is the cleric of Calistria in the city and has a unknown amount of power and influence within Oral. And we were tasked with the quest of ridding the city of its current de facto underground leader, Alexander Fulbright, who heads the local House of Leisure. We also met our new companion, who seems to be very similar to Galadir, is known by Hanate Mitsunari, the samurai warrior. And then we toured around the Spire of Leisure and got a small glimpse at the opulence and power that Alexander Fulbright has at his authority. And we found our way back to the Hanged Man by Felix, and now have the task of finding exactly how we're going to take down Alexander Fulbright. All right, so we're at the exact spot we left off. We all got back to the Hanged Man Tavern, and we began...
Water?
Yeah, so my poorly drawn map, it's kind of hard to draw in this, but... Yeah, it is. Anyways, we had to resort to Microsoft Paint, but we are in the Hanged Man Tavern right now, and I just have a few points of interest marked out on the map, and there will be more points eventually over time as more plot points get in and as I flesh out the city, but as of right now, there's some plot points that we could explore, things like that. But so basically, where we left off, you guys all made it back to the Hanged Man Tavern, and you're just kind of all standing back in that room, and Dagrock is awaiting. Tava and Mephisto are no longer there, and he kind of has a small plan in place for each of you to begin different methods of trying to overtake Fulbright. So that's where we are right now. Alright, so Dagrock opens up and he says, so I see that you all know exactly what we're up against now. That's Adam.
Yeah, he's staying at his house.
Okay, anyways. Okay. So, Dagrock says, yes, I see that you all know exactly what we're up against now, and I know that it seems like it might be a daunting task, but I've been here awaiting your arrival and have some leads that you may all want to start out with. I guess, first off, is there anything any of you were planning or thinking during this time of something you might want to pursue?
I'd like to go to the local library. I've got a certain bit of knowledge I'd like to gain first.
Yes, Rexithil. I recommend checking it out, but I also recommend keeping your expectations at bay. It may not be exactly what you think you're going to find.
Well, do you have any... Actually, what makes you say that, now that I think about it?
I've not spent much time there, but I've heard that it's fallen into a state that you wouldn't imagine a library with such great history and renown as it is to be in.
Well, I'll give it a look as long as none of my companions need me. If they need me, then I'll help them first.
I have some matters I'd like to attend to privately, so I don't mind you stepping out, Rex.
Yes, Morden. I imagine you speak of your parents.
Yes, do you know how they're doing and where I could find them?
I have not seen them personally in years, but I do know where they are. They're at Callistria's Cathedral in Bordello. It's the place that Madame Mephisto owns. It's actually right by the library and a very noticeable place. It's, well, I'll let you see it when you get there.
Well, in that case, I'll be walking with you, Rex, still.
Alright, sounds good to me. Lead the way.
Shall do as commanded. I have no personal
Yes.
qualms.
Okay, Hinate. I don't exactly know a particular goal for you to be going after, but I do know that, Sir Efor, we had, Mephisto's head of protection, Cicero, was actually looking for you. He's actually also going to be in Callistria's Cathedral in Bordello, where we are sending young Morden. You may want to accompany them on your way.
Sure, but why me?
He has a plan that needs somebody of your talents to really fully grasp.
I have these. Okay.
Maybe less your talents and more your bicep.
Oh, this is good talent. Wait, I'm fine.
Yeah, and then Hinate, I don't exactly know where you should head.
Can I come back and be like, Samurai friend,
Yeah.
let's go. I don't want you to get lost.
Okay, I go with you.
So Eve always likes to have a drinking partner anyways.
You're not here. I came back for you.
I'm still here. I came back.
Oh yes, you're on shoulders again.
Alright, I'm gonna dip on out and find Rex.
I'll go with I4.
I'm start
Alright,
walking
cool.
down
So are
here.
y'all all walking together, or?
I don't know, since Morden...
We
Thought
say
more of
goodbye
them.
and then walk in the same direction. Is that what just happened?
They told us
It's
to
super
go.
awkward.
Just
I'm gonna
try
go
not to
across
look at
this,
each other.
Magic bridge. I like to detect traps.
So yeah, I guess just to describe exactly what you're seeing in this city, there's a lot of houses mostly. Like it's a lot of houses and kind of shabby apartments. As you see this kind of upper peninsula, it's a little bit sketchy. Like it's not the nicest place. It's almost like a lower middle class area. And as you cross the bridge, you notice that this is definitely the fancy place. To your right, you notice this large pier and just a pristine looking bay. You see all sorts of pleasure yachts and nobles lounging. And then the rest of this area, you're in a very large plaza that's kind of encapsulated by this purple line with the Spire of Leisure on your right and the Town Hall on your left.
Yes, I like how
And
we
throughout
go
the-
road.
Yeah, well, it's not a road, it's just kind of like an area. Then the rest of this peninsula is kind of large opulent mansions, just an abundance of wealth everywhere. But as you get down into this lower peninsula, you notice that this is definitely the slums. Like the second you cross over, you can immediately tell everything here is sketchy and run down. You see the docks and they smell bad and they just look run down. You kind of clutch your purses a little bit tighter, not wanting to have anything happen to them. And you see to your left, you see a very just incredibly ornate, just really tacky looking building. It's got red drapes all over it and just like pink. And you see in like large magically lit up lettering, you see Callistria's Grotto on it and like on the front. And then to your right, you see the towering over all of the rundown houses. You see this very large, very old Gothic style, like castle almost looking thing that may be the library, and it's looking like it's seen better days, but similar to the one in Zarn, it looks like it's in considerably better shape than everything around it, as if it's almost crafted with a different method that has let it sustain.
So Jake, Morton had a favorite tavern roundabouts. Where was that? It burned to the ground, but in like which section would it have been?
Over the years, the city's changed so much, and it's been a long time since you've been here. You really don't like. You kind of think that it was in that northern part, but you're really not sure.
Okay.
Because the way I took it, you never really spent a whole bunch of time here. You were just here for a short time.
Yeah. All right. So who all's going with me to the chapelle and bordello?
I have to go there.
I try to stay away from Delos.
Perhaps we should escort Rex to first before, you know.
I
Should
think
we
that-
stay together?
Where are you?
Dude, you're not even by him, dude.
I
Yeah,
thought we were like
we-
walking together.
You sidetracked. You got tempted by leisure.
Get back.
I went with everybody. I just wasn't moving my character.
Immersion, please.
Sorry.
Seriously, dude.
Ah, damn.
And Hanate got lost. Mode.
I could be Zoro and just get lost all the time.
That'd be pretty funny.
That would be funny.
But yeah, so you guys are just all sitting there. So
All right. Well, I believe that this is where I'm heading. I imagine my parents are probably in the bordello, the minstrels.
Thinking on it now, I don't think he'll run into any danger because we're kind of in a rush. Goodbye, paladin friend. Have fun.
Alright,
okay, so E4 and Morden both walked into the grotto.
Yes.
I'm not taking
Okay.
it as well.
Was Hanate?
No,
I don't
I'm,
know
with,
what was
I'm
happening.
just chilling with I4.
I4 walked inside. So did you go there too?
Yeah.
You're just
Okay,
so
so
excellent.
so I'm gonna have E4 and Morden both make perception checks. Okay, so you guys don't notice anything other than the fact Morden notices that 1 second Hanate is there and the next second he's not there. E4 doesn't notice anything. But what Hanate sees is a rucksack just be put over his head, and immediately like a hand clenched against your mouth, and you feel like multiple strong arms just like grab you, and you're whisked away, and you can't see anything, you can't speak because you have
I wanna
this
fight.
large hand over you. All
I'm
right, try
struggling.
you. Okay, roll a combat maneuver bonus.
Defense?
No bonus, because
It's in defense.
Your defense is passive.
It's in the defense tab, I think is what it meant.
but since they caught you flat-footed, they were
holy shit.
okay. So yeah, I mean, you're able to kind of knock one or two off, but as you're knocking them off, you just feel a very large force just hit the back of your head, and you immediately just pass out.
Nice
You
game.
lose 3 health.
Did
I
I?
kind of look up and I'm like, I do believe we lost our samurai friend. Hope he's okay. Maybe he found another bar. He seems the type.
Yeah, seems like the wanderer to me. He'll come back. Stray cats always do.
All right, so you guys are both in the grotto. What's Rexithil doing?
Save me.
Jordan and I are, walking to the library, falchion and great axe in hand, just in case, just to look menacing. Yeah, doodly doodly doo, doodly 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 doo.
Okay, so you guys make it to the library.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay, So now I'll skip back. I'm gonna do like back and forth, because I think it's fun. Alright, so Morden and Sir E4 walk in and they just see this, like, super tacky, like, it's super opulent, but in an incredibly tacky way. You just see this stage that's set up in, like a stage. Like, there's stage productions, very large frilly curtains all along the front. Clear, you see kind of swings that are in the air and small like cages as if there's like dancers that would go in it, and you see just tables upon tables sat up around the tavern, or around this like the main floor of the tavern area, and clearly just seats for people, like patrons, to sit at as they're watching the shows or doing whatever they do at this Callistria's Grotto. And Morden notices a woman who is rolling around in a wheelchair and a man, both of them around the same age, that's sitting behind the bar washing glasses.
They're halflings, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna approach them. Actually, I'm not. I'm gonna kind of take a second. I haven't seen them in a while. I'm a little flustered. Are they serving drinks? Is he?
No, they look like they're preparing things. Like the woman is kind of talking to a couple younger girls who you take to probably be performers at this establishment, and the man seems to be kind of doing the things you would do during the day at a bar to kind of prepare for the night. But as you are kind of hesitating and not doing anything, this very... Okay, I'm going to describe him like almost... Do you guys all played Skyrim, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, do you remember the Dark Brotherhood? The guy who was carrying the Night Mother's thing, Cicero?
It's been a while since I played. I'll have to Google it.
I'm going to put a picture.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so you see a man that's dressed almost similar to that, and his name is Cicero, because I'm not creative. But he comes up and, you are the guests that I've been waiting for. Young Morden, strapping lad. I don't have much of a use for you, though. Sir E4, however, you are quite the specimen, aren't you? He just comes and he kind of grabs your arm and says, yes, I think that you will do. Listen, E4. He puts his arm around you. Let's go grab you a drink and bring you into the back and talk about the plans that I have for you. I have big plans for you.
That sounds modern.
Go for it.
Survival chance.
Yeah, so I mean, he seems genuine, like, he's got big plans for you, but, I mean, come on, why wouldn't he have big plans for you? You're kind of an important dude.
No one knows me. Okay, fine, I guess. Just, no, I'm a bit rough.
Alright, anyways, Morden, you go, I think that Felix may have been looking for you. He mentioned something along those lines, but, that's a way better picture, Jason. But yeah, maybe go look for him, or, hell, I don't know, do whatever you do. Alright, T4. Men, barkeep, two beers. And he gets the 2 beers, and you see, make a perception check, Morden. Alright, you notice that he notices you and has kind of a concentrated look on his face, like he's trying to guess whether or not you are who he thinks you are. And then as he's doing that, Cicero takes Sir E4 into the back area, and now we cut to Hanate, who is waking up in a back room And in this back, he has just water completely splashed over his face that brings him back to consciousness. And he has rough hands take off the rucksack that was on his back. And he hears like a woman's voice, but a very rough woman's voice behind him, who's just kind of laughing and says, "I've got you, Hinate. You think that you can just come into my town and do what?" And then she just starts laughing.
I don't know who you are, but
And
I
then-
am not an
wait,
enemy
go on.
you want to make.
And then you just kind of feel like a slap on the back of your head, and you see Tava walk out in front and says, "Oh, I know. That's why I hired you." All right, so listen. I gotta stop having you do that. If somebody comes up and grabs you on the street, you gotta assume it's me. I have my methods, and I don't want you fucking me up.
Well, now I know.
Yeah, you do. All right, listen. I'm gonna have my way. All right, and whatever you do, you're not gonna beat me. I'm way more powerful than you. Anyways, listen. I have a specific thing that I think you'd be really good at.
Okay. I am
So
listening.
if you had to describe your best skill, what do you think it would be?
I fight with the sword.
Killing people, then, right? You're really good at that, right? Please say yes.
If need be.
All right, yeah, that's good enough for me. Delmuth said you were good at killing people. All right, listen. I've got some people that need to be killed. All right, and I really don't want to get my hands on this one. You know, I like to at least have the benefit of the doubt if this whole thing goes awry, right? I'd rather Mephisto get kicked in the ass than me. But listen, I'm gonna have you get with Cicero, this creepy dude who Mephisto really likes to have in charge of all his security, and he's gonna have some missions for you to accomplish. And you're gonna have to go around town, and you're gonna have to get rid of some people that we don't want around. All right? Does that sound good to you?
I nod and say, I am at your command.
That's what I want to hear. I really like you. You're Hinate, right? Yeah, I like you. And then we switch to Rexaville. In 1 minute, we switch to Rexaville. Okay, so, well, since it's 1 minute, we'll go back to Morden.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and approach the bar and order a drink.
All right, and the old man, he pours a drink and he turns to you and he kind of sits down and he says, "So you walk into this bar and you can't even say hello to your own father?"
Hi, Dad. It's just
How's it going?
it's been a while. I've been meaning to come back sooner. I've just been kind of caught up in things. But how's Mom? How are you?
You know, as well as it seems like we are. You know what? Actually, I got something just for this. And he goes and he reaches under the bar and he pulls out kind of a half-empty looking bottle of liquor and he pours you both a small shot. He says, "I think we both need one of these."
All right, I'll kick it back with him.
And you cheers it and he tosses it back. Then he says, "Now, do me a favor. Go talk to your mother first. I don't want to be on the receiving end of that sort of beating."
Before I do go, how are things fiscally for you? I have come across a good deal of cash while I've been away, and I can give most of it to you if you need it.
I mean, honestly, fiscally, I say we're fine. I mean, we're taken care of. We pretty much run this place, honestly, other than Madame Mephisto. She's our boss, obviously. But I would say as far as the slaves have it, we have it pretty good.
They're treating
But
you well.
don't let it catch you talking to me. I'd say so, yeah.
All right, well, I'll go see Mom.
All right, Rex, still you back yet? All right, so you approach your mom, and as you see, she's sitting in a wheelchair talking to a couple of younger girls.
He's
I'm
back.
gonna kind of like walk into her line of sight and start juggling, I guess, and doing some fancy tricks so they kind of will catch her attention but won't necessarily intervene in the conversation, just so she knows I'm there, and kind of wait for her to wave them off, then let me approach.
Okay, and she's gonna be very similar to Molly Weasley from Harry Potter.
Okay.
And as she's talking to these girls, she sees you and she's like, kind of her mouth drops up and she's like, "Hey, get out of here, girls! Hey, you little boy, come over here right now and talk to your mother."
I'm gonna kind of walk forward and kind of bowing my head, but I've got a huge grin on my face. Like, hello, Mom. Good to see
Yeah,
you.
you better grovel.
I'm gonna like kiss her feet and start kind of massaging them. How are you doing?
Yeah, 5 years, and you can't even. You come back and you massage my feet. You know I can't feel that, right?
Oh, I know.
Oh, give your mother a hug.
So I'm gonna give her a hug and kind of whisper in her ear, like, "How are you doing? Is everything okay here? Dad seems to be in a good place."
Oh yes. You know, it's not the same as the troop life, but you know, we have our little family here, and I would say that all things considered, we're doing pretty well.
Do they have you training these girls? Are you putting on a show tonight? I would have to see that.
Oh yes, every night we have a show. Sometimes your father and I throw together a little ditty, but usually it's the girls who are doing some sort of burlesque show or some of the other.
Well, yes, we wouldn't want your voice wasted on a show for a bunch of old geezers, I guess, and pornos.
Oh, well, occasionally we have to bust it out, but yes, you're right.
So tell me, I guess, a bit of the rundown of the place. I know Mephisto, she's hired me and some of my companions, which is, I guess, why we're back in Oral. But as you know, I can't really say no. But I mean, is she a good mistress? I don't really know her.
Mephista's a. Then she kind of looks around. Mephista is an amazing lady. She has immense powers, and she really deserves to be in charge of this city.
All right, I'm just gonna like nod at that. So the plan, are you at all acquainted with what she has asked me to do?
I prefer to stay out of it.
I would prefer that you be safely out of things as well.
Yes, my skill set isn't exactly suited for this type of intrigue, as you probably are aware.
Well, I never thought that I would end up doing this, but here I am. I guess it hopes that I still have working feet.
Oh, don't rub it in. And then, as she says that, she kind of sees at the door because she's kind of facing towards the doorway at this point, and she says, "Oh, Felix. Listen, Felix, have you met my son Morden? I know I've told him all about you, or told you all about him." And he's like, "Oh, yes, we've been acquainted. I met him a little bit ago on a trip. I'm the one who brought him here, actually.
Yes, Felix is quite the actor. He would have done a great job within our troupe back in the day.
Oh, yes, Felix. I have been training him for years. You know what? I've been telling him stories about you. He was so enthralled. He was you're one of his heroes. He really looks up to you. You know that. I hope you know that." And he just
I'm
kind
gonna
of
like raise my
blushes a
eyebrows
little
as
bit.
I see him. Really?
Kind of like blushes a little bit. I mean, you know, child stories. I'm sure they're all overdone, you know, as mothers tend to do.
Oh yes. Well, she does tend to dote on me, exaggerates things a little bit, but yes, I wouldn't put too much thought into what she has said.
Yes, all right. Morden, I know that you want to talk with your parents, but I'm afraid you and I have business to talk about.
Okay. Is there anything that I can do to ease your time here? Are you set up? I hate to leave so soon.
Oh, don't worry about us. You'll be able to see us in your free time, I'm sure. I've actually believe Felix has already arranged for you to have a room. We did know you were coming.
Dad looked a little surprised, but that's good.
Well, we didn't know the time, but yes. All right, so you and Felix kind of go back behind the stage, and we'll zip back over to Rex. All right, Rex. So you are at the library, right? You're like walking in.
Yeah.
All right. So you do you walk in? Like you're
For
standing
one.
at the gates. There's very large gates in front of you, like way larger for you than you like way larger than you could open. But you see a small kind of doorway within the gates, and it's partially open. And make a perception check.
Oh yeah.
All right, yeah, you don't notice anything at all.
Fuck yeah.
So you just see this door is kind of cracked open. That's it.
Okay. Well, we'll sheath our weapons again. Stop trying to look intimidating and just go for the door since we're in such a nice old library.
Yeah. All right. So as you step through the door, you notice that this is very, very different than the one in Zarn. You see, first thing you see is just a lot less books on the shelves. The shelves are maybe a quarter full, probably closer to an eighth full, whereas the ones in Zarn were just bursting at the seams with stacks of books everywhere. This one very empty, but you do see a lot of book covers without pages. Other things that you see kind of almost like a haze within this building, and you see a lot of areas where you see people who have kind of a gaunt look to their face, almost like druggies, and you see kind of hookah pipes everywhere, and they're kind of a few of them are going. People are kind of smoking, sitting on large cushions, kind of like what you'd imagine a hookah place in the Middle East would look like. And you just kind of see this all around. There doesn't really seem to be any order in here. It seems almost to be just like a lounge with people hanging out.
Well done.
And Jordan's like, Master, I don't think this is what you were expecting, is it?
I'm gonna agree with you there. I've always treated the library as a place of knowledge, not a place to relieve your stress in this way, but to each their own, I suppose. Let's talk to some of these people, shall we?
Yeah, I'll let you take the lead on that one.
I'm just gonna go up to, I guess, the nearest person and ask if they know of if there's somebody who runs the library.
All right, so yeah, you kind of go up to the first person who's just kind of sitting, like laying down with kind of a glazed look over his eyes, just like laying down on one of these cushions. He's like, you start talking to him, and he kind of like wakes up a little bit, and you ask him if there's anybody that owns the place, like you said, and he's like, oh, dude, yeah, sorry, you woke me up. Yeah, dude, there's Tomlin. I mean, I guess he's kind of in charge, but I don't know, man. People just kind of come and go, like it's just the place to be in Oral,
Yeah, can you point me in his direction?
Yeah, dude. So Tomlin's corner is like over in that way, and he just kind of like lazily points to the back.
Oh, sir, thank you for your help. I will be
Yeah, man.
leaving
Hey,
you
do you
to
want
it,
a
bud.
puff?
I am just fine. And
What about
I'm
you,
gonna,
dude? You want one?
yeah, I'm gonna read. I'm gonna put my arm over Jordan. We're just kind of. I'm gonna push him towards the direction we're going.
And as you're walking away, he's like, "Party pooper."
All right. Keep an eye out for somebody who looks like they could run this place. Yeah. Perception.
Yeah, go for it. All right, so yeah, as you're kind of walking towards the back, you see almost like a little bit of a congregation, and then you see out inside of it. There's almost like a tent, like a little tent, like a fancy looking tent set up, and you see kind of like smoke billowing out of it, and that's kind of the only point of interest you see, other than just a few groups of like 2 or 3 hanging out.
All right. I'm just gonna go and open the tent. Who's
All right, yeah.
alive?
So you open the tent and just like smoke billows out as if you're opening Hal's room door, and and you see just there's just like a couple like girls just passed out on the ground, and there's a couple of guys who are just kind of like look a lot like the other guy, just eyes glazed over. But you see one guy who has almost a more intelligent look to his eyes, and he's just sitting there, and has the hookah pipe thing in his mouth, and as you walk in, he just blows out a few smoke rings that make really intricate shapes, kind of like Gandalf in Lord of the Rings, except not like a ship, but better than just rings, like
Yeah.
some abstract shapes.
Okay. Is there a section for holy books or anything? Sorry, I don't even know if you're the right person to ask.
Oh yeah, I there were some holy books in here at one point, dude, but they're not holy books now.
I'm not getting your reference. What happened to this place? This place is possibly one of the worst looking libraries, and the one near our order was a barn practically.
Well, dude, like nobody was using it, so me and my bros, we just kind of took it for our own, like it's sheltered. Nobody, Fulbright's not trying to make us pay for some snatch or anything, I mean, we're just chilling out and having fun, and
Do you know if do you know if somebody took some of the books, like they transferred them? Maybe somebody was looking for I don't know, to gain some of these books. I'm just so confused by the pages are ripped. I mean, did y'all use them for to pack the tobacco, the wacky tobacco in?
I mean, dude, I sure as hell hope nobody's taking any. And he just kind of pats this stack, and you see a stack of all the books are intact except for the one on the top, which you can see has about half the pages ripped out. I hope nobody's taking them, man. I'd be pretty peeved off. I wouldn't like if somebody's taking them. And you see, he kind of gets more focused whenever he says that.
So, what do you use these books for? You just read them while you're smoking, take a little adventure?
Yeah, I mean, we use them. We use them as stuffing for the bowl. Roll some
Holy.
J's with them. I mean,
Oh, well, I um, I'm at a loss for words, to be completely honest, because I really needed a book from here. Really needed it.
well, hey, dude, listen. You seem a little stressed. How about you? And he rips a page out of the book, and he kind of crumples it up, and he stuffs it in the little bowl, and he lights it up, and says, how about you take a draw, man? He kind of hands it out to you.
Oh, I will after I figure out the book I'm looking for, maybe I'll sit down and have a good old toke with y'all. But for now, I need to keep my focus and figure out. And I'm gonna just grab some of the books by him.
Yeah,
Start
hey,
looking through.
how about you take a draw right now?
You know, we in my paladin order dedicate ourselves to our promised that we would never do anything that would hinder our judgment. And you know, I'm all for a little alcohol as a de-stressor, but and that's sometimes frowned upon. So I really don't want to go towards the harder stuff.
All right, so you see him stand up, and as he stands up, you feel unnaturally strong arms grab you, and you look to your side, and the girls that were passed out and the guys that were glazed over now have you by the arms. And he stands up and he comes up to you and he kind of puts the pipe right in your face. And he says, "How about you take a draw right now?"
How about all of you back the fuck up?
All right.
Try to break out of it.
Well, here we go. The way I see it, you got two options, bro. You can get the fuck out of here right now, or well, you're not gonna leave in one piece if you don't get out of here right now.
All right. I'll leave. I'll walk right out of here. Jordan, start making your way to the door.
Yeah, I'm I'm out of here. Don't worry.
Hurry.
Dude. And he just like sprints. He just books it like 100% sprints for the front door.
Okay. Are y'all gonna let me go now?
Yeah, just do us both a favor and let's not see your face around here again.
We'll see. I might make a return. Maybe bring some more friends who are inclined to a little bit of fun. You know.
I think
Maybe
you should probably stop talking.
Huh. All right. I'm gonna start walking to the door.
Yeah, all right. So you walk to the door and you see like every single person, even though most people kind of look glazed over and passed out, every single person's eyes are just directly on you. And go ahead and make a perception check. Just like so you can see how many like you're able to see.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I mean you see at least 10 people. At least. I mean that's all that you were able to count to. Like there could have been over 100. You don't know. You weren't really looking that hard. But you make your way out of the library and you just hear the door slam behind you.
I was gonna try to like nab some books before I.
Oh, everybody is looking like real threatening, and there's no
so
real
pretty much
books.
surrounding me.
Like, yeah, the way you're walking is right through the middle, and there's no real books in the middle. All the books are kind of around the edges.
And I'll walk out there and.
All right, so yeah, you're out of the library, and Jordan is also there standing by you.
I'm just gonna punch the door as hard as I can, and I don't. Why would people do that? It's a place of knowledge, and they're just gonna sit there wasting their minds. Oh, don't let me go back in there. I took a vow not to harm the innocent, but ooh, and I'm just
Yeah,
gripping
Master,
my falcon.
I know of people like this. They don't listen to reason.
Jordan secretly wondering.
All right.
All right, yeah, and then Rexito, one last thing. Go ahead and make one more perception check.
Rexito's eyes aren't working right now.
But luckily, your body is working, and you don't see anything happen, but you feel somebody bump into you a little bit hard. And while you're looking around, you can't tell who it is. There's a little bit of a crowd around you. And you feel something like a note in your pocket.
Okay. What the? Did you see somebody bump into me, Jordan? I'm gonna start patting my pockets
I
to see.
wasn't paying attention at all.
probably need to keep our eye out around here. This place is, pardon my language, but shit. Alright, I'm
Yeah.
gonna take out the note that I found. What is this?
All right, E4. You have been you walked into the upstairs area with Cicero, and he kind of
So be hoard off.
yeah, he's kind of got a little table, and he sits down and he says, "Sit, please sit."
Okay, sure.
All right, E4. I bet you've seen the arena a few times in your life, right?
Probably like 5 times. Yes.
Ah, yes. It seems like a overdone trope that somebody might be doing. But I will say, we've got quite the arena in town, and it's hosted by, well, none other than Fulbright himself.
Amazing.
Yeah, and, well, I don't know, rumor has it that, well, the winner might get into a special position, maybe one close to Fulbright, maybe even in his employ.
That would be my wildest dream.
Yeah, wouldn't it? All right, E4, I'm gonna come to the chase here. It's imperative that you enter this contest because well, I already put your name into it, and there's not really backing out of this contest. It's the blood sports, favorites of the noble here in Oral.
So, without my consent, you put my life on the line.
Yes, I did. But, well, your life was already on the line now, wasn't it? I just put it on the line in a way that, well, I don't know. Maybe you'd prefer it.
Fuck, you're right. Okay, fine. We'll do this. What's my reward besides life?
Well, your reward is actually I don't really know what the reward of this is. You'd have to wait till you get there. I'm sure that Fulbright has quite the reward planned, but the other reward you get is the fact that you will be in a very privileged position in Fulbright's employ, which, well, might help you go a long ways towards completing your mission.
Let's hope so. I feel it's not going to go too well. But hey, if I die, I die. It's not on you, right? Hope you feel.
Oh yeah, it's not on me. Listen, I don't have much of a conscience, but I know somebody who knows a little bit more about this than I do, and he's right in that other room over there. You'll know him. Well, you won't know him, but his name's Nazir, and he's very interested in meeting you.
Did they have clothes on?
Well, I can't quite answer that now, can I? But I imagine he does.
Okay. Go through the door. Hello. Knock, knock.
Who the fuck are you?
Sir E4. I was told to come here and see you. Something about blood sport, privileged positions, white power.
Yeah, E4, come in here, come in here.
Oh, thank you. And I will approach.
Right. So, yeah, as you open the door and walk in this room, you just see this very short gnome. And he looks very familiar to some other people you may or may not have met throughout your journey.
No.
He reaches his hand out and says, I'm Nazir.
By chance, do you have any relatives?
Oh yeah, I've got quite a few. Us gnomes are quite prolific with the mating. It's tough, you know, but I don't know, maybe you know some of them. Do you know anybody?
I remember the one that kicked my ass twice, Hawkdust.
Oh, good old Hawkdust. You made your way up to Zahn.
Yeah, he's alive. He's very well. Top dog, I think.
Oh my goodness, fucking Hawkdust. Well, what about Wax? Did you see Wax too? He said he was making his way from Laurel to Zahn. Maybe you guys crossed paths.
He's in Oasis, I believe. I think he was the first one to get knocked out in the battle royale we had.
Oh, fucking Wax. He's always a little bit too big for his britches now, wasn't he? But anyway, C4, I'm glad you met some of my friends.
That you are all nice people. I can't understand racism.
Exactly. I don't get it either. I mean, us gnomes, we are all upstanding citizens of this country. I'm glad you feel that way. But anyways, down to business. All right, E4, do you know what we're planning on doing? Because it's quite the task.
Corporate espionage.
We'll leave that one to the halflings. How about that? We're going in and we're gonna kick some ass. That's what we're gonna do.
I would have loved to have the theme song in the background. Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't mind.
Well, anyways, we're gonna go in there and we're gonna go into blood sports. You know much about the blood sports?
I assume you win or you die. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, pretty much actually. You got it pretty well down. But
Rules
you
for
and I
rules.
have a little. Yeah, there's pretty much no other rules actually. It's just fuck some shit up, and if you live, then you move on. It's a kind of a tiered structure. You move on and on, but well, we've got a little bit of a thing in our favor, don't we? You and I are gonna work with each other. Technically, you're not supposed to have allies in this.
I see. Get to the end. Then just
Exactly.
duke it out. Whoever wins still wins.
The last round is a 1v1 to the death. And well,
Shit.
the plan is for us two to make it in there, and I've got some friends who can make sure that I don't die, and I can throw a fight like the fucking best of them, alright?
Okay. Hey, you're willing to put your life on it, friend. I'm okay with that. It's a very noble dream.
Yeah, alright. Alright, so, listen, here's how it's gonna go. We're gonna go tomorrow up to the Spa of Leisure, and it's gonna be the first round. Now, I don't know all the rounds, but I know that the first round is going to be a round of 8, and it'll be 8, a free-for-all, alright? I'm not gonna be in it, we're gonna be in different heats. But you gotta make sure that you win that fight of 8, alright? Because that's the only round that I'm not gonna be able to help you out in.
Well, as long as no monk-ass bitch tries to hit me in the face again first, I think I'll be fine.
Or no one
I
knocks you
think
down.
you'll be fine. I actually might have a little bit of assistance for you in some grand terms. I have to ask you one question, Sir Evil.
What's that?
Well, you've interested some parties that are at work in this world, some higher up parties that most people don't know. So, tell me, have you heard of the Shade? And then we go to Hinate.
What?
So Hinate,
What?
you're sitting in this room and you see Teva, and then all of a sudden Teva kind of blinks out, and you see this kind of clown jester looking guy take some keys out, and he's kind of giggling, and he opens the door and he closes it and he says, "You're Hinate, aren't you?"
Aye.
Yes,
Oh,
very
yes.
much.
Okay, Hinate. So I've I've got your list for you. And he comes behind you, and you feel the bindings on your hands come undone, and he sets down a package right in front of you that definitely has a few things in it, and he looks at you and he says, "I feel that you're going to find the contents of this package helpful, and the information, well, I'll let you do with it what you will." And then he's like, and then he kind of rubs his chin. He says, "Come back to here whenever you've completed your mission. I'll be waiting for you." And he kind of like makes like a high-pitched cackle as he walks out of the room and locks the door.
Where are we?
You're just in this. You're kind of in like a cell almost, and you're still in Callistri's grotto. You're just in like the back area of it. But we switch to Morden. All right, so Morden is in the back, like behind the stage with Felix, and Felix kind of looks at you and he says, "All right, Morden, I've got a plan for us."
Well, do tell.
All right, I know you remember whenever I said that I'm in the employment of Fulbright himself, correct?
Aye. Do you work any tables in there?
I have a interesting position in the casino itself. I work some of the tables, but I'm one of Fulbright's kind of more trusted men. Let's just say win him more money than the odds would allow.
Aye, I see.
Yes. And I feel as though that you might fit perfectly into this type of role.
Well, if it comes to chance, there's no one better.
Exactly. It's all a matter of chance, isn't it? But let's just say I've lined up a audition of a lifetime for you. I'll have you come with me tomorrow, or first thing in the morning, to meet with Alexander Fulbright and test your skills so that you might become in the employ of Fulbright.
Would he have me tinning tables, or would I be one of the players?
Oh, you would be tending tables. But, well, the influence that you'd have will all depend on this audition, so I really hope that you don't screw it up. But I feel as though in this position, you and I together could really create some instability within this spire, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I read you. Though I must say, I'm a little hesitant. The last time I tried to bring down a casino, well, that's why I'm here.
Oh, do you not know who owns that casino?
No, I don't.
You wouldn't, would you? Because he's no longer a player in town, because that casino was Alexander Fulbright's main competition, and you just happened to eliminate it. And I may have happened to slip that was you. And, he is very interested in meeting you.
Well then, I won't screw this up then.
Yes, you better not. Alright, and that's that. That's the night.
Cool.
We did it.
So now